Welcome to Faith Express with Dr. John Paul Oddoye, building up your faith in God.
Wow, glory be to God. What a beautiful Friday. I trust you're doing well, and I trust God is taking very good care of you, and God is taking good care of your family as well. Well, today I just want to share with you, following up from what I shared last week on prayer, on fighting to pray, I want to share something with you concerning our authority, that we can enforce, the authority we can enforce in the place of prayer. The Bible says something in Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Jesus says to the disciples, I'll read from verse 17. The Bible says, then the 70 returned with joy, saying, Lord, even the demons are subject to us in your name. He said to them, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Behold, I give you the authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Jesus told the disciples, behold, I give you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions, and he says, and over all the powers of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. You see, the word trample or tread simply also means to have mastery. So when Jesus said to the disciples that, behold, I give unto you authority to tread or to trample, he is telling them that I've given you authority to have mastery over forces of darkness, over Satan, over demonic entities. Jesus said, I've given you authority. But I want you to understand that it's one thing to have authority, but to enforce that authority, to establish that authority, it is done through prayer. It is when you pray that you are able to exercise your authority. If you are not praying, you may have authority, but you are not using it. For example, if you have authority, somebody with authority must always be in command, must always say something, because whatever you say, the people that are subject to you will take what you are saying and they will run with it. So if Jesus gives us authority, that means he is expecting us to exercise that authority, and that authority can only be exercised in the place of prayer. I want you to understand that prayer is what enforces the authority that Jesus has given to us. Nothing happens in the earth realm unless somebody rises up to pray. You see, until prayer goes up to heaven, nothing happens in the earth realm. You see, whenever you are in the place of prayer, you know what happens? Prayer overrides every agenda of the enemy. Prayer overrides every satanic work. Prayer is what causes the enemy, to submit himself, to you. Prayer is what will push back the enemy, and every satanic encroachment is pushed back in the place of prayer. Because in the place of prayer, we exercise our authority. Most of the times, God gives us a lot of promises. And I believe that you will be, as you're watching me now, maybe there are many promises that God has given you. There are many things that God has said that He's going to do in your life. But one thing I've come to realize is this. Is one thing for God to make a promise, is another thing for the promise to be established or the promise to come to pass. You see, God always makes the promise, and God is always faithful to honor His word. But God always wants our involvement. You see, when God makes a promise, we have a responsibility to that promise. Our responsibility is to walk in the place of faith and believe in the promise. But secondly, our responsibility is to stand in the place of prayer so we can enforce and bring to pass that which God has promised. It is in the place of prayer that we get things done. It is in the place of prayer that we win victories. It is in the place of prayer that things change in our marriage, that things change in our ministries, that things change in our relationship, that things change in our homes and in our businesses, in our finances. It's in the place of prayer that we exercise our authority. When you know how to exercise your authority through prayer, you will always be a victorious Christian. I pray that you will learn to rise up to pray, so you can use the authority that Jesus Christ has given unto you. Let this be your challenge, that you'll be a person of prayer. I hope this broadcast has been a blessing to you. I'll come your way again, same time next week. My name is Pastor John Paul, and God richly bless you.
Thank you for watching Faith Express. I'm sure it blessed you, so why not share with friends and family too?